Hello again, I'm Ernest Minu. Let's settle for the details now. 27 persons have been arrested in the Ketu South municipality of the Volta region for using illegal routes to enter the country. The Ketu South MCE and immigration officers suspect that 27 mostly men are criminals. Two of the suspects spoke with JoyNews.
I'm here to get some of my Nigeria.
You are from Nigeria?
You know, I'm from Kaswa.
Okay.
So I come here to receive some of the boys that come from Nigeria.
Okay, what for?
They are coming to work for me. Because I am a stylist, hairstylist. So
okay.
They are coming to work for me in my store.
In Kaswa?
Yes.
So, where did you pass? Where are you here? Where were you arrested?
Actually, when they arrived, because they have been in that Togo border for about 2 weeks now. So on Sunday, they called me around in the afternoon. They called me that they managed to get to the station. They crossed the Ghana border to the station. I said, okay, they should wait for me there. I'm coming to receive them. So I rushed down from Kaswa down to here to receive them because I know on Monday there will be no movement. So I was rushing to get them so that before Monday we'll be able to cross and get down to Kaswa. So on our way going, then they have to, at the last immigration bus stop, that was where they arrested us.
All of them?
Yes, me and four boys.
Are you a Ghanaian?
No, I'm a Nigerian.
But you work in Ghana?
Yes.
You have your shop?
I've been in Ghana for some years.
I'm from Accra on Sunday.
Yes.
I came here to see the ladies that are doing braided hair for me at the Abawo border here. So when I did not meet up to go that Sunday, early Monday morning, I lived here around earlier than 4 o'clock. So when I on my way going, the car spoiled. Not up to tempo is spoiled. So the man said the car would not hit the pavement hardly. He said he cannot go there. If we continue, that car the engine will knock. So he, the same man, called another car. The car that convey us going to Accra. But before we get to that hotel, come and meet the immigration people that we cannot go. The Accra is shut down. People are coming there, we cannot go. We that are going to Accra, we cannot go. So we are there for the convey us to this place. That was how. I'm in Accra, I'm living there with my family in Pretoria. So I'm not from Nigeria, I'm from Accra. That's where that I came here. I was planning to go earlier so that I will meet up. But I think it's 1 p.m. I don't know that it's 1 a.m. that say that lockdown will start. That is my problem. I was thinking that before 1 o'clock, after 1 I get to Accra.
Are you a Ghanaian or a Nigerian? Or a Nigerian?
I'm a Nigerian, but I'm married to a Ghanaian.
Is the one.
The Ketu South MC Elliot Adam who said the suspect may have run from Nigeria, while the Okada business has been banned in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak with a hope to ply their trade here in Ghana. He told JoyNews they intend sending the suspect back to their country.
Helping us. However, people keep coming because at the blind side of the security and all, despite the measures that has been put in place. On Monday, 21 people has been intercepted again, some at Sokakope, some around Toko at the barrier, bringing the number to about 42. However, earlier we quarantined 16 people. Upon screening, we realized 4 of those people are genuine, who, though they've gone through unapproved routes, they proved to us that indeed they have a profession and they have a work here in Ghana to do. So 4 of them have been taken and added to the already 16. Then we quarantine 20 of them now, for which we're spending on them. However, the remaining 27, I can describe them as criminals. The appearance alone doesn't even fit.
K2 MCE, Mr. A Bonneville, for an update on the story we brought to you earlier. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us here on News Desk. Before we hear from him, let's hear an interview he granted us.
And it is not worth us spending money on them. We have one Beninoan, one Malian, one Togolese, and the 24 of them are all Nigerians. They are boys, small boys who, when you ask them questions, they don't have a passport. They know very well the borders are closed. How they are able to get through Benin border, Togo border, and entry in our country is something we are still trying to understand. Apart from that, some of them claim they've been in Ghana for 3 years, but they couldn't speak even, how are you? Akwaba, they couldn't even respond to it. It was one that we were able to confirm that indeed he has families in Koforidua with children in school. We've been able to trace that, and so we are assisting to send him to Koforidua. Another one, Alaji, the Malian who has 2 wives in Ghana, who we are also able to confirm that also we assisting him. The rest of them, we are sending them back to their country because we told them. Why the music has arrived at this decision is that we are aware that Nigeria has banned Okada riding. And so all these boys are in an attempt to come to this country to do this Okada business. Some of them claim they are going to cycle. Ask them what they're going to do is cycle. It is clear that they are going to adapt to already criminals we have in this country and trying to tame them. And so they are boys, you see their appearance, Drasta and all that. And we don't think it is worth for a country as Ghana to be spending money on these people. And also another thing that has gone viral is a Nigerian who was housed in a 5-star hotel, who had a video of the place, was doing what we call an invitation to treat his colleagues to come. That Ghana is a humanitarian country. He is being housed here. Look at the food. Nigeria government should lend this. So some of these things we think that it's an invitation to treat to these people to come. And we can't continue. Once our borders are closed and you come through unapproved routes, we'll send you back and you find your way to your country.
Mr. Adbeno joins us live now. Thank you very much, sir, for your time here on News Desk. Where are the 27 suspects? Are they being held within the jurisdiction or they've been sent back to their country?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and good morning to our cherished viewers. Indeed, the 27 are still with us in the municipality. The difficulty has been getting a place to quarantine them. Okay. And also coupled with the issues surrounding them, because our borders were closed before they entered into our country illegally. So first of all, they committed a crime against the state by using the unapproved route. And again, we're thinking that even when these people are quarantined and assuming within the 14 days they tested negative, how are we going to integrate them into our Ghanaian society since they don't have a home? That's why we have arrived at the Security Council committee meeting that the best is for us to send them back. But you know, repatriation, I do not have the power to repatriate as the chief executive. Okay. And so I've written to National Security, so they take it up. But in the meantime, we're also having another challenge. The challenge has to do with hotels having a difficulty in accepting them, because those that we've already quarantined, there are people that are pregnant also, that they're going out and all that.
So as we speak, where are they being held? Are they at the checkpoint?
They are currently held with the immigration arrival hall. The assembly is taking up the responsibility in feeding them. And so today, definitely, we're finding a place for them today, so we can send them from the immigration arrival hall to the hotel, pending the decision by the National Security whether the repatriation will come on or not.
How soon should we expect that you arrive at this decision?
We'll be following up with the National Security. I'm in touch with them. Yesterday I was talking with them to fast-track the delivery of the letter. So I will definitely cross-check today and see how fast they are. But in the meantime, the decision is taken to house them where the National Security takes that decision of the repatriation sooner.
A quick update on how people in your area are adhering to, in their case, I'll say admonition because they are not part of the restricted areas. How are they adhering to the stay-home admonition by the president?
Well, the stay-home is people are adhering to it. The issue and the difficulty has been some Okada business, Okada riders who are taking up this thing lightly, who are still trying to bring people through the unapproved route. It is in light of that that the Municipal Security Council has placed a ban on the use of motorcycles along the beach and the pillars. That's the unapproved route. And I can see that so far over 30 motorbikes have been arrested and impounded. Yesterday, for instance, the military has been coming every night. Yesterday, they come to the municipality and they are with us. And also, we're thinking that with the stricter measure with the Togolese authority by imposing curfew, it will help us a bit not to allow most people or many other people from the Togo to come into the country. So I can see that we continue the education. Tomorrow receiving a mass spraying the municipality. We informing market women social distances is ongoing. Frequent washing of hands, they're taking it. So that is why so far probably is not ahead of a case because of our proactiveness and agility in making sure that the people adhere to the protocols. And I think this is actually nearing to our benefit.
Let's take you live to Accra Central. The finance minister is addressing the media there. We understand that the AMA has taken advantage of this period to undertake a cleanup exercise. Let's go live now and hear from the finance minister, Ken Oforiatta.
Have this great transformed economy that the president is working on. All internationally, the president is seen as leading in terms of his responsiveness to this problem. And I think our cooperation with him is going to be very important for that to manifest. So it's a difficult period, but the Lord will turn it into good if we continue in this light of caring for our neighbor, having cleanliness, and then working with our authorities to be where we are. So thank you very much for this opportunity. And thank you, Minister and Mayor, for your leadership. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Let's appreciate.
I'm on a message.
Regional Commander, Fire Service, you are welcome, Commander. Fire Commander,
Thank you.
Give us some of your teaching.
Okay.
So, Honorable Minister, we are going to do deployment. So, when you are less busy in the office, just call us wherever we are. Then you see what is going on.
Great.
Thank you and God bless.
All right. God be with
and
you.
keep safe.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, let's deploy.
So thank you very much. They are going to do deployment. Fire service is also here. They have brought their equipment to also flash the gutters for us. So we are getting more support, and that's why we want to recognize and appreciate everyone who had come here to support us. So, Colonel, Kubi, take charge. Zoom Lang, take charge. Deployment. Thank you.
Announce that I'm going to drive the street sweeper.
So the Honorable Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, Honorable Cecilia Abna Dapa, emphasis. Abna said that she's gone to training on how to drive heavy equipment. And for the first time in the history of this nation, a Minister for Sanitation is going to drive the mechanical street sweeper. I hope she drives it well. Thank you. So you should announce it. So I have to announce it.
Thank you, Brother Mayor.
I should announce it. So I have to announce it.
So they are going to celebrate.
Right, yes. Hello.
And so that is the press briefing ahead of the cleanup exercise in the Accra Central. And of course, we'll be returning to the Accra Central shortly, as and when we have an update. My colleague Maxwell Adbra is on the ground. And finally, before you take leave of us, give us an update on one of the 16 people quarantined, I beg your pardon, last week. What is the update on that?
Yes, they are faring very well. The assembly, we feed in the morning, afternoon, evening. There's the security there. They're faring very well. I'm sure by tomorrow the test will reach Moguchi. Then we will get a result. Currently, 2 of the suspected cases samples have been taken and sent to Accra. Hopefully today we will get an update on that also.
Thank you very much, sir. Adam Elliot Adam is the MCE for K2 South, and he's been bringing us some update on the situation in this area. 27 people arrested. They are currently being held at the arrival hall. There are plans to repatriate them back to their country, and they are suspected to be Okada drivers from Nigeria hoping to ply their trade here in Ghana because there's been a ban on the operations in Nigeria. We'll return to the Volta region shortly, later in our subsequent bulletins, and bring you an update. But let's hear from one person who has been quarantined in that area.
We were here on 24th of this month. We are about 12. But the 3 of us came from Dubai on a business trip. Yeah, we left Ghana on the 15th of this month. So just after 1 week, we heard that the government has closed all the borders. So we took the decision to return home, and all the flights were cancelled. So we had a flight to Togo. Then from Togo, we came to Accra. So we wanted to leave, and we were prevented by the immigration at the Flower border, and we were taken to an isolation area for 14 days quarantine. So far, we spent more than 1 week, so we are left with some few days to go away. At least it is not bad. It is not bad. We were initially not treated well. But all the same, we can say everything is cool. We're hoping that we'll be able to stay over at our period of stay. And maybe from then the next line of action will be taken. So they only check our temperatures. We were told there will be checks on us, and every 3 days they used to come here and check us. They use the thermometer and temperatures are taken. Blood samples are from we called the medical officer in charge, and he said that is the process.
Now let's return to the Volta region. Live correspondent Ivy Setoji joins us with some more updates. Ivy, what can you tell us about the others who are still under quarantine?
Yeah, well, so good morning. So these young people who have been detained by the immigration and then assembly are saying that they are hairstylists who are in town to learn a trade, and some of them are also saying that they came to visit families. But what we are also learning is these young men are Okada riders in Nigeria, but because the Okada business is down, so they are rushing to Accra to do the business, thereby flying to illegal means. Now, what is happening is most people are creating illegal routes or unapproved routes every blessed day, especially in the night when you go to the borders, especially Segbe and other places. They are creating routes every day just to cross to the country. And Okada riders in the K2 South municipality are helping them. So from 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. thereabout, you see people going to Togo to bring these foreigners to the country. So that is a challenge for the security officials in the area because they are not many according to them. They cannot do everything. So now, how do they keep this particular issue? Every day they are creating rules. And some people are even using people's houses to come into the country. So that is the issue. Now, they are disguising themselves as hairstylists to come to Afro to work. So that is the issue in Ketu South Assistant.
That's a real challenge there, and of course we'll get some updates from the Immigration Service how these patrols are going. But Ivy, generally, how are people adhering to the directives from the president? We know that the Volta region has not recorded any case yet, but how are people moving about in the region?
Well, generally it's okay, especially when you go to Keta, Sobakope, Anglo area, you see a lot of people having this very technical bucket in their homes. So before you enter their homes, you wash your hands before you enter, and they give you sanitizer. And now, in Ketu South today, they have the same thing, but most people in Ketu South, because of the Okada business, are not trying to comply with the directives because they said they are doing businesses, and so the Okada business cannot just stop, and they don't have to even the sit at home. So the challenge is they go in and bring people for a fee. And that is the challenge, putting a lot of people at risk. And the people in this area are also not complying because they also think that they don't have enough at home to eat, so they have to survive. So that is the challenge right now.
Ivy, thank you very much, and you need to stay safe. Thank you for bringing us updates from the Vorta region. Now, a victim of alleged military brutality over enforcement, the lockdown in Kumasi, has ignored all advice to report his ordeal to police following alleged assault at Eija Market. Despite visible marks of assault, commercial driver Sumaila Musa says he would rather spend money on food and heal his wounds instead of boarding a vehicle to file his complaint at the police station. The young man rushed to the offices of the multimedia group in Kumasi to recount his ordeal. It comes on the day police in the Ashanti region had publicly asked victims who have been brutalized to report such incidents for investigation. Daniel Jima has been speaking with the victim and filed this report.
A trembling Smiler arrived at the station on a motorbike, bare-chested, with marks of assault, and he says the pain was so unbearable that he couldn't put his singlet and his shirt on. With the shirt in his hand and the underwear around his neck, he holds out a poly bag containing what he claims to have purchased at the market to prepare his supper. In a sad tone, Smiler struggles to narrate what happened.
I had packed a few goods I had bought in the trunk of my bike. When they saw me, they came to me and asked my reason for coming out. I responded, I came here for foodstuffs. One started beating me with rope and impressed on me to leave. My battery is faulty, so it takes time to respond when you start. Since I couldn't start it immediately, they all came at me and started beating me. Some used the butt of their guns to hit me.
When Smiler was reminded of police call for such incidents to be reported for investigations, he ignored because, according to him, many of such occurrences go unpunished.
We hear the military are beating people unprovoked. I didn't believe it until now. I'm now a victim, and I want the world to see. I don't want to go to the police because they will not take any action.
So some residents at Eija here, you see in your short gather, having a conversation. According to them, their rooms are too hot and therefore they cannot be in there forever. Obviously, they defy government's order to stay within their homes. According to them, the victim had his motorbike parked right here and had joined them for the conversation.
So
They kept shouting at him to move his motorbike, but he would not do that immediately. Even one market woman pleaded with him to do so, but he kept looking at them in the face. Another one came over to hit him with a cane. Then another joined, bringing the number to 3. They beat him several times before he jumped onto the motorbike to leave.
Still, we were eyeing them.
Checks at the Ija market reveal Smiler failed to immediately heed to the order to move his motorbike. Hence, the alleged punishment meted to him by the military men. Whether the delay in leaving the scene warrants for that kind of punishment is another story to delve into. From Kumasi for Joy News, Nana Ojima reporting.
Now, 75 major market centers have been identified to be disinfected across the 18 districts and municipalities of the Volta region under the mass disinfection exercise on Saturday, 4th April 2020. The Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Lecha, at a news briefing in Ho, disclosed that about 4,000 personnel will take part in the exercise, which is targeted at preventing the spread of the novel coronavirus. He therefore directed the selected markets and adjoining business centers to remain closed on Saturday between 5 a.m. and 2 p.m. and comply with the appropriate authorities for a successful exercise. He allayed the fears that the disinfectants would poison food items stocked in the market or will affect those that will be sold to on the market after the exercise.
Happily, the exercise has been scheduled to take place in the Vorta region on Saturday, the 4th of April 2020, from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. For the avoidance of doubt, the exercise will simultaneously take place in the major markets in all the 18 municipal and district assemblies in the region. In addition, all the lorry parks and shops, stores, restaurants, choppers, and all businesses that operate adjacent or close to the various markets will be affected and therefore will all remain closed on Saturday, 4th April 2020 from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. Therefore, all honorable municipal and district chief executives in the Vorta region are hereby directed to engage with the market queens and traders as well as other stakeholders like the traditional rulers and so on, and other service providers of the affected markets to solicit their full support and cooperation. The exercise will be undertaken by Zoom Lion group of companies and assisted by other sprayers to be mobilized by the municipal and district assemblies. The other key stakeholders who will be assisting in the exercise include the security agencies, the military, the police, the fire service, as well as NADMO and the ambulance service. The presence of the security agencies is to ensure that law and order prevails at the various places. The coronavirus is also sensitive to the chemical. This chemical is mainly chlorine at a certain percentage that will kill all microorganisms. And this is the same chemical that is used to treat our drinking water. I'm sure you are aware. But at the higher concentration will kill these organisms, including the coronavirus. So there is no danger to us as human beings. Let's say, as soon as the spraying is finished, I'm sure within a few hours to the following morning, any food item can be sold in the market without the danger of anybody getting poisoned.
Now, just before we go, medical equipment worth over 120,000 Ghana cedis meant to prevent the spread of the deadly coronavirus in the Upper West region has been donated to the Upper West Regional Hospital and 5 health centers in the Dafiama Busi Isa district by Kolendiak Law and Scamport Limited. We'll bring you details of the story in our subsequent bulletins. Many thanks for your company. You can find more stories when you log on to myjoyonline.com. Up next is JoyNews Interactive. Stay with us.